All right. Welcome in for episode 4 of Broken and Unreadable. Today we are going to be going over ghosts and do they haunt us. But before we get going, as always, drink check. What are you drinking today, Jahova?
I'm poor still, so going back to Dr. McGillicuddy's, baby. I used to have coffee in this cup, but I finished it before we started. It's just going to be McGillicuddy's.
Are we
And
going
you just
to
woke up like 2 hours ago, too.
Yeah, man.
Are we going to do another like 5-6 second poll?
No.
At 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock on a Sunday.
What
It's
about
5 o'clock somewhere.
what about you, Bacon? What are you
I
sipping on?
I got myself a Cutwater lime margarita. So,
Oh my god.
Yeah, so if I have to pop smoke, we'll have to have a podcast discussion as to why.
Yep.
And I am drinking bourbon neat again. Because
You gotta
I'm
change it up.
no, because I'm a man and that's what men drink. So, anyways, hitting the topic.
That sounds like a podcast discussion.
Yep. Most likely we will be discussing how Jahova can't drink it and he is not a man at some point in the future. What?
Medical condition.
Yeah, having a vagina.
Poor baby.
All right, guys, we'll start off real quick. I mean, ghosts. Do you believe in them? Do you not? Jahova.
I think I want it too bad. You know what I mean? So like nothing. I want it to be a thing, and we'll go over why. So
I
I don't know. Yeah, there's like so like we kind of touched upon. There's sort of the religious aspect of it, if you want to call it that. Like it's kind of like, you know, like a lot of Hispanic communities and like the Portuguese for sure think that like relatives haunt your house, stuff like that. So maybe I've seen some stuff, but I'm also not the most sane candidate, so maybe that's not a great. Look, head injuries are not good for you. Okay, so I don't know. Who knows, man? I don't know.
Yeah, being dropped on your head as a kid multiple times is not good.
I was never dropped. My dad used to play the game where he'd throw me. It's just he'd play it under a ceiling fan.
All right, Bacon, what's your take on it?
Yeah, so like I said last week with the whole religious aspect of things, I actually kind of do. I don't want to necessarily say ghosts, but you know, spirits of sorts. Yeah, spirits, ghosts, whatever you want to call it, the spirit realm. I actually do believe in it, which after last week's conversation might sound a little weird, but yeah, no, that's
Not really. I mean, literally the Holy Spirit. You know?
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, so I mean, and we'll talk about it for sure. So, what about you, Matador? I feel like you're the kind of guy who just everything.
100% believe it.
100%.
All of
you
it.
want it too bad too.
Yeah, you want it bad too. They'll probably do it for the same reason.
I actually have personally, and I'll get into this at some point, I have had my own experience, which I did not believe before that experience. So
yeah,
because of that, I believe. And
okay.
so,
But right, so let's find out why. So why do you want it? Is I guess my question, because you said you go, I want it too bad, and in my head, I'm thinking of like I think it was Ghostbusters or something where the chick is like laying in bed getting sexually haunted.
Okay, first of all, pretty sure that was Scary Movie. I don't know. I got those two confused.
Whatever.
That's...
I listen. I'm not the most movie literate. Okay, I just know that it happened, and there was a movie about it, and that's instantly where my mind went when you were like, "I want this too bad."
Well, it is now. It wasn't until literally right now, but now I'm thinking about it. Oh man, just because like, so as a huge nerd, like I really like different books and media and stuff because that life is a lot more interesting than our real lives, right? So I want it to be a thing, man. Just think of the stories that you could run.
Okay,
like,
so
the army had a necromancer corps.
Okay, so he was reading Harry Potter, and he all the ghosts and stuff, and that's what he wants. I can tell.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, oh my god. First of all, let me tell you right now. Nope, we're not doing that. Never mind.
Nope. Go for it. Go for it.
Carry on.
Nope. Go for it.
I'm just it's always like everybody always comes up with Harry Potter references, especially if they have a certain political fucking leaning. But like, read another book. There are so many other fucking good fantasy books out there, right? Harry Potter's not an end all be all. It's all right. And there was a comedian who talked about it just being fucking Star Wars with shitty.
Oh, no,
lightsabers.
it basically
He
is.
was 100% correct.
Yes.
He's 100% correct. There's read another book.
Harry Potter is a ripoff of Star Wars with shitty lightsabers. 100% believe. 100% behind
Lack
that.
of lightsabers completely.
No, the wands. They're shitty lightsabers. And brooms are shitty TIE fighters and X-Wings. So.
Like really shitty ones, yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking ripoff, the Walmart brand.
All right, okay. This is not what this episode's about. As much as I
Anyway.
would love it to be, but
All right, so you just want it to be there. You don't have any belief or evidence of your own to
oh, I mean, I like so anybody who's been to my house before knows that I have a demon in my house. His name is Balthazar. He lives above my bed. There is actually, like, swear to God, I think it's like between like paint and just like random settlings of the house or whatever. There is a perfect human-shaped like shadow directly over my headboard, and I've decided that's my house demon, Balthazar. Which, can we talk about that? Does that count? Do like demons count as like ghosts or spirits or whatever?
Well, it depends on what mythology you're looking at, right?
Well, because
And
like,
I
if
mean,
you think
I would
about it, you're
say
supposed to
yes.
be able to talk to the dead with a Ouija board, right? A lot of horror movies have Ouija boards contacting
Oh, yeah.
demons. So, what I always never understood about those horror movies, and maybe you guys as more avid believers can explain this to me, is like, why the fuck is the first thing they do in a horror movie to piss it off? Because like it always starts with like, oh man, this bottle's just rumbling a little. That's ooky spooky. What's going on? Let's spray holy water around without knowing what we're doing. Now Balthazar's fucking pissed. Like, and I don't blame him. He wasn't doing shit, really. Now things are flying around the house and stuff like that. At no point they're always like, never acknowledge the demon, blah 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 blah. I 100% would. I would be like, Balthazar, yo, get in here, bud. Let's go. Co-pilot me. You don't want to go through a fucking day at work? Like, just let Balthazar take over. You're like floating down the hallway, just like that's way better than sitting doing an office job. I'm just saying, man. If we have any demons listening to this podcast, holla at your boy. There's so much stuff I don't want to fucking do that you can just take over. I'll shoot lightning out of my hands. Do whatever you do, homeboy. I'm good. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I truly do think it comes down to kind of what mythology you believe in. One mythology which we see in pop culture through like Supernatural is that demons are spirits who were tortured and broke and became evil. That's one thought. The other thought are demons are just created as demons. They're evil spirits, and they've always been evil spirits, right?
There's a school of thought that within, and I can't believe I'm about to say this seriously, demonology, that there's a couple different ways they could go. They're just straight up a psychic entity that is manifested in some way. Some people even think that it could be through our imaginations, right? Like if humanity creatively thinks of something long enough, it kind of becomes real. And a lot of science kind of went that way too, right? Like people believed we could do something until someone figured out how to do it, right? Flying, putting a man on the moon, stuff like that.
Meth
Hundreds of
gators.
years ago, meth gators.
Yep.
But so they think that demons could be a psychic energy, a psychic phenomenon. They could be a fourth dimensional creature, something that's kind of reaching into our existence from a plane that we can't see. Like if we were a 2D creature, we wouldn't be able to see the third dimension, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So some of those entry points that cause demonic activity are reaching into our plane of existence. I don't know how I feel about that one. It's neat, but and then the other one is the biblically accurate that they're fallen angels, which I would say that biblically accurate angels are far fucking scarier.
Oh yeah.
Google that sometime.
I mean, I think first off, you need to drink more because you're sounding too smart. But that when you think about the fallen angel part, and Bacon, you can speak more to this as an individual of religious
As a religious
persuasion.
fanatic.
I was not going to say
Welcome to my
religious
cult.
fanatic. No, our cult is a cult of meth gators and coke hippos, okay? But it's, I mean, Lucifer is a fallen angel, according to the Bible, right? He fell because he gave humans, fire or something?
That's Prometheus. You're
No,
thinking of
yeah,
the Greek mythology.
Whatever.
Yeah, wrong
He gave
wrong
humans-
mythology.
He
No,
gave humans free will.
Free will. Whatever. Free will, fire, same thing.
I don't know. If you objectively read the Bible, low-key, my man's kind of making sense. But that's
Yeah, but
it.
he was cast out of heaven for that, and he became the first quote-unquote demon, the king of hell. So fallen angels, if angels are real, would be... I could see that being what a demonic entity would be. Now, do we consider them spirits if they're angels? I don't know. Right?
I mean, I kind of consider anything that you can't physically see and or touch or hear to be like I don't know. I guess anything that
Extra dimensional, would
yeah,
you say?
yeah, almost
Oh,
extra dimensional. I guess I not exactly in that sense of mind, but like I don't know when you talk about again religion, like you can't see God, you can't feel God, you just kind of have faith that God exists, and you know through the teachings of the Bible, you cement that faith that way. So it's kind of the same thing with spirits and ghosts and stuff like that. You don't necessarily and even biblically speaking, there are times when God does things to make himself physically known to you. So, if he shows up in a man form that only you see, that could potentially be a ghost of some sort. No.
Okay, he just called God a ghost.
Well, in
God's a
a
ghost
way,
confirmed.
yeah, it is. I mean,
We're
in
sucking
and
him
of
into
its-
that fucking vacuum. We're gonna
Yep.
catch God.
yeah. So I mean, it kind of is in a way, spiritually speaking, ghosts are they're not physical. So, I mean, but
Well, I
sometimes
think by
they manifest
definition, they're not
themselves that
physical,
way.
right?
Yeah, they're not physical. You can't hear them, can't see them, can't smell them, can't touch them.
Oh, but you can see him and hear him. Depending.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and it depends. But the thing is like, a lot of these people who have these experiences, they're the only ones that see it at that time or experience it at that time, which is
Mighty
then
fucking convenient.
right, exactly. Which is why you end up with more tinfoil hat people, like you do with aliens, right? Individuals have these experiences on their own, and then they are like, "Oh my god, look what I saw," and everyone else is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, so. So it's kind of like that alien road, right?
Well,
you
that
see
gets
what you
into
believe.
the nature of them being psychic entities, right? Because in that case, sometimes you would be more perceptive of them than others, and that's a theory on why people think that like kids are more susceptible to ghosts because their minds aren't developed in such a way that we more concretely think that like you said, if you can't see it, touch it, interact with it, then who cares?
Well, same with animals too. Animals react supposedly.
Yeah.
I mean, but I would say
I don't
for
believe that all animals react. A lot of people say that cats can see ghosts, but since cats are in of themselves demonic
Demons?
fucking
Yeah.
entities, I don't think that.
I mean, cats
that
are
counts.
demons. They 100%.
You can't tell me they're not.
Cats are shitty little. I hate cats. Cats are
All
evil.
right, watch out. Lulu's gonna come in here hot. She's gonna be mad.
But I mean, let's say for the sake of discussion, the ghosts we're going to talk about today are going to be the one ghosts from people who've passed on. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
Whether they're psychic entities, right? You your spirit or your whatever you want to call it, right? You've crossed the divide into that realm, and then trying to cross back over to interact with is a lot of energy, right? Because that's one of those big theories is it takes a lot of energy to cross back. That's why we don't see them all the time. That's why, when you watch these crackpot ghost shows, they have those EM pumps and all that other electronic shit to try to detect them.
Right.
So, but for me, I mean, it's kind of freaky when you think about it that, just sitting here, we're all sitting here, there could be ghosts watching our podcast right now.
There could be a ghost right behind you.
It could be. And the demon's probably, moving onto
to
your
catch him
ceiling
back
right
in.
now.
Oh, Balthazar? Nah, he's still in the bedroom. We're good.
So he just likes to watch you sleep.
I smell different when I'm awake. Apparently,
No, not in a good way.
no
Well,
flatulence.
he's the lights are off, so he's not as off-putting.
Oh, that's true. Darkness is his realm.
Yeah, darkness, my
Oh
old friend.
shit, you're right.
But I mean, like, have you guys ever had that experience where it's night, it's dark or whatever, and you catch moving out of the corner of your eye, you don't know what it is, you turn, there's nothing there.
Oh, 100%. All like
Uh,
a lot actually.
Well, I mean, I just see the demons of my past all the time, but I mean, I actually I had an experience that I still can't explain to this day. I
Aliens.
didn't see any. Yeah, no. Well, it actually might have been. Um, no, but I was it was early on in my relationship with my wife, and I was spending the night at her house, and she has claimed many a times that she has a demon that follows her. I never believed it. I never saw it, but there was one time when we were just home middle of the day, and in the bathroom she had one of those like Febreze air fresheners that you just hang on the ceiling and it pumps air or pumps
Mhm.
Yeah, the
pumps snow every once in a
aerosol.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she had one of those, and it just fell off just randomly, like
Like
out of
unplugged from the wall.
yeah, just like completely fell out, like no explanation whatsoever. The house wasn't moving, like
Aliens.
yeah. I mean, that happened. It freaked everybody out. No one knew what was up. And then there was another time when I was spending the night at her house, and we were sleeping, and
Sleeping.
no, we were.
Yeah.
It was in the middle of the night. Back in my days when I had to be up at 6 o'clock. Oh wait, those are still my days. Yeah,
Can't
never
relate.
changed. Yeah, I bet. So, we were sleeping, and I was woken up because something had touched my foot, and not like it wasn't like like a single finger or something. It was almost like a whole like four, like I felt like four fingers with nails that just kind of scraped the bottom of my foot real quick, and it freaked me the fuck out. And I woke up, and when I went and checked the bottom of the bed, there was nothing there. And the way it happened, it wasn't like my wife could have like scratched me with her toes or anything like that, because it was an up and down motion. So for her to do something like that would have been,
Aliens.
not yeah. So, I mean, it's possible. It could have been aliens, but the little green man wasn't there when I woke up. So, that's my experience.
Or it was Harry Potter and his, cloak of invisibility there messing with you. One of the two.
Read another book.
Pretty sure Frodo Baggins had a cloak like that.
Yeah, better book.
He had a ring that turned him evil. Yeah, I mean, it's stuff like that, right? You can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Also, I want you to know, Bacon, that I resent you calling your kids little demons that follow your wife around. All right, they're very nice children.
Well, I mean, they do terrorize me sometimes.
That's accurate.
well, what about you, Jahova? Have you had an experience? Have you been fisted by your demon or some other random shit?
Don't I wish? No. When I was home, living at my folks' house when I was younger, my sister always talked about how much she hated the room she was in, because our house is extremely old. We're talking like, I if I recall correctly, it was like the first house on the street, like colonial cottage. You know what I'm talking about?
So
And-
everybody's died in that house at some
Oh
point.
yeah. Yeah. Hitler died in there. Fucking Bin Laden died in there. Everybody's died in there at one point. But so our house was like the little cottage, then it was expanded upon, and then when we were growing up, it was expanded upon again. So what was originally my parents' room, like the master bedroom, pushed out, became a new master bedroom. She had a small bedroom in there, but it was also the room that had the attic, and it's an old New England attic where it like drops down and the ladder comes down. You know what I'm talking about? And she always hated that fucking room. She was always telling me that room was terrifying and she didn't like it. And when she was younger, she told me that the door would open and close in the middle of the night. And it used to bother her until she realized she could yell at it and tell it to close the goddamn door, and it would. And I never took those claims terribly like realistically until I got out of the army and I had to go home to my parents' house and be like, hey, it's been fucking 8 years. I fucked up. I need to do some laundry. They had me in that room for a little while, and it was just fucking unsettling. I hated that room. She was right. There was something about that room that was just fucked beyond all imagination.
Did the trap door open and you yell it to close the fucking door and it closed?
No. But it did constantly feel like I was being watched from that door. Well, I was talking about her bedroom door that would open and close, not the ceiling, or the attic door rather. But the attic door always freaked me the fuck out. Like, just something about it was not right. You know what I mean? I just never liked it. And there was a couple places where there were, when I was younger, there's a place that I used to work. It was a candy factory. Probably like one of the nicest places you could think to want to work, right? They make candy, like fudge and stuff like that. The basement where they stored everything freaked me the fuck out. Every time I had to go down to the basement, come back up, I felt like something was just behind me. You know what I mean? It was one of those situations where you close the door and you're like, like it was a horror movie. It would have splatted against the door. I feel like everybody's had one of those experiences where just the middle of your shoulders, you're like, I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's
So,
the
I mean,
chapter
I
of
can't
Willy
say
Wonka they don't tell you about.
That's what I'm saying. That's what was behind the door.
No, they don't tell you about the entire like section of the book that Jahova worked at Willy Wonka's factory as one of the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, I'm actually very short. I'm sitting on several phone books, right? Do they still make those?
Phone
Phone
books?
books for all you younger viewers.
I still get one occasionally. It's not as thick as it used to be.
It's like
you
it's
live in BFE, like Ohio or something, Oregon. I don't remember. You live in some dumb state. There's probably still house phones.
Probably, I would say.
Do you have a house phone?
Oh, fuck no. I haven't had a house phone since I moved out of my parents' house.
So for the last like
What a
year.
hero. What a
Yeah,
hero.
about 4.5 minutes ago.
House
This episode
phones.
too, I noticed some things were different in the bags.
Speaking of just random, do you guys remember your home phone number
Oh yeah.
from
God,
like
no.
10, 15 years ago?
I'm not gonna say it because we still have it.
Oh,
Nobody calls
okay.
it except nobody.
Oh,
calls
see,
it
that's
except
not
telemarketer.
fair. You still have it. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Like the one that I used to call when when we were kids. Hey mom, I need to get picked up.
You have a
like-
collect call from Mom. Pick me up from the park.
That never did that, but no, I definitely still remember the last home phone number we had that I had for like
No
10
one
years.
under 30 has any idea what the fuck we're talking
Nope.
about right now.
They're like, what's a home phone? What? Yeah, for those of you who don't know, it's a phone that was plugged into the wall.
Of the house that you lived in.
What the hell's
Yes.
a collect call?
And you
Oh,
had an
God.
answering machine for when you weren't there.
I hated answering machines, man.
I
had
think
to-
I still remember some of my friends' home phone numbers. Like honestly, because
Yeah,
you
I
had to
don't.
memorize them or
Yeah.
write them down in a book. And I have a weird long-term memory. Like if it's locked in my long-term, it's there forever. But most stuff doesn't get that far. It's like
No.
gone.
But yeah, like, I mean, for me, my experience is why I think I was like 8 or 9 years old. I was staying with like a second aunt or something down in California, up in like Northern California, kind of outside the cities, kind of in the agricultural area, but more like up in the hills, right? Kind of like logging-ish territory. And across the street was a pioneer cemetery, right? So old graves, lots of trauma, everything you need for a quote-unquote ghost. And I was asleep, so the house was long and narrow, so the stairs were kind of in the middle, and the second floor is where the 3 bedrooms were off one single landing. So I was staying in one room. The second aunt was obviously in another room. And we were downstairs. We turned the TV off, locked all the doors, went upstairs to go to sleep at like 10 o'clock. And maybe 30, 40 minutes later, I hear a door open and close downstairs. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Nobody else should be coming here. It's like the uncle had been dead for years. Hear footsteps going up the creaky old stairs, right? Creak, 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 creak. And, doors in old houses, they always have that like half-inch to an inch gap on the bottom.
Yep.
Right? They're never flush like in newer houses. Yeah. So I see a shadow of 2 feet appear in front of my door. So I'm freaked the fuck out. So I hide underneath my bed, and I hear something rattling the door. And then I hear it step away, rattle the door of my aunt's room, and then nothing. No steps going down the stairs, no doors opening and closing, nothing.
Like that.
And 15 minutes later, my aunt comes into my room, is like, "Are you okay? Did you hear that? What's going on? Like, were you out and about? Like, were you trying to get into my room?" I'm like, "No, I've been under the fucking bed the entire goddamn time." Like, and I explained, "This is what I saw," and she's like, "Yeah, that happens quite often. You know, we think it's a spirit from the graveyard that probably used to live in this house because the house was ancient." So after that, I mean, I've been a believer. Like, something like that freaks me the fuck out.
I actually can't believe I forgot this one, but there is one that I remembered that I think is pretty decent. That involved me and my sister actually seeing the same thing. We were out hiking. There's a place in between the town that I grew up in and like the next town over, which is all coastal, right? And there's a big woods in the middle of it. It's called Dogtown. It is a ghost town. It's abandoned, completely abandoned town out in the middle of the woods from the colonies. And there are cellar holes in it. It got abandoned a little bit after the American Civil War. So we're talking people haven't been really living there since like the 1700s.
Civil War's in the 1800s, so I mean.
Did I say civil? I meant revolutionary. Revolutionary War. Revolutionary War.
So,
it was more civil. The
1800
British are
time.
the British are very civil people. That's what I was thinking.
They tried to be.
So, Dogtown, out in the middle of the woods. There's cellar holes out there. It was also called Dogtown because after it was abandoned officially, the people who would live out there like were mostly stray dogs and witches. And by witches, I mean like several of them were rounded up and killed during the witch trials. So it's a big area for being haunted, I guess. Like I said, the cellar holes are still out there, and the
Yeah, you said that like 10 times. We got it. There's cellar holes.
I know. I'm trying to think of who the guy was that made the. Hold on. The Babson boulders are still out there. This artist went through and found these boulders and carved like inspirational quotes in them, but it's a ghost town. So you just come up on a fucking boulder that says "Never try, never win" in the middle of the woods. What the fuck is up with that? If work stops, value decays. Things like that are written on just enormous boulders spread out in the woods. It's very overgrown. So we were in this common area. Definitely used to be like a field or like a common meeting area with my dog. We're walking through the woods with my dog, old Tanko, and I tell Samantha, I'm like, "Yo, stop. I'm like, get Tank, go get Tank," because there's a hunter walking through the woods, orange camouflage, everything like that. Didn't want him. My dog's tan. I don't want him to think he's like a little deer and clap him. You know what I mean? So she goes and she grabs the dog, and she goes, "Okay, yeah, I got him." And we're like, "Hey, we got a dog with us. Like just be aware, or whatever." And as the guy went and turned the corner, gone. Didn't exist. Went like around a tree. Gone. And I'm not saying like this is one tree, right? Like open field of view. The road goes around like this. He came to here. He was out of our sight because we're on the other side, right? Nothing. So we went around the tree this way. We went around the tree this way. There are no paths leading into the woods.
No cellar hole.
What's that?
No cellar hole.
No cellar hole. Hole. Cellar hole. It's like a hole for a cellar. Cellar hole.
Yeah.
Someone tries to steal you things.
No, not cellar. Cellar.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like a hole for a cellar. Not a cellar in a hole. That would be a different thing. Idiot. Cellar.
Nail on the head there. Anyway, so
Yeah, he was just
you
using
had
a gun.
that's interesting. Somebody, because you said people hadn't been there since the 17.
Well, I mean,
1800s-ish.
people go there, but nobody lives there. It's like hiking trails, and it's all very overgrown. And we were going off the beaten trail because Tank is an idiot and likes to go rolling around. So we were just fucking off through the woods. We came up on a part of Dogtown that we hadn't really seen much. There's also a lot of hoaxes there, so I have to take everything kind of skeptically. Like people are like, "Oh, this was part of the Salem witch trials." So like kids will spray paint pentagrams and shit, and like, you know, have parties out there and bonfires. So like burn a jacket and hide it up in a tree so it looks spooky and whatever. But like a dude just bebopping through the woods and he's like, fuck off, gone. That was weird. Like New England trees are pretty big, but not that big. He should have only been like literally like a quarter second, just tree back. You know what I'm saying? It was we kind of went. I think it's time to go home. It is time to fucking go home. There's also a boardwalk out there that goes through a swamp, and there's been so many urban stories. I can't tell you how many are true or not, of like people getting lost and dying out in the marshes and shit like that. I have no idea how many are true or not, but
It's because of the meth gators.
It's ooky spooky.
Yep.
It's fun.
Meth gators and coke hippos.
Do you know how cold it gets in Massachusetts in the winter? Do you think a fucking lizard could live out when it literally freezes over?
But they're meth gators. They have their meth.
Yeah.
Meth will keep you warm. It's like the vodka of drugs. That's what my dad always said. R.I.P. Dad. He's still alive, and he never said that. Dr. McGillicuddy's is kicking in. Anyway, cellar holes. They're like,
Oh my god. They're a hole for what?
For a cellar
for
to
a
go
cellar. Yeah, like a cellar. Like not a seller who would like sell you stuff, like so that you do put like roots and potatoes in there, which I guess you could buy, which would make it a cellar hole.
I think we just broke his brain.
He broke his own brain on that one.
Huh.
But I mean,
And
like,
if the seller in the cellar hole sold you his whole cellar, then it would be a whole cellar hole wholesale.
God damn it.
I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore.
You are home.
That's the worst part.
But I mean, New England though, like when you think about it, like, a lot of history there, right? Revolution, you got Civil War that fought a little bit up in like Pennsylvania and kind of in the middle of the Eastern
And the
Seaboard.
Massachusetts regiments took a lot of fucking casualties.
Yeah, so I mean, if there was a place in America that was going to be haunted, it would be that area.
Oh yeah.
Especially with the
prison ships in the harbor, those were like floating gulags. Those were
they were worse than
unspeakable.
gulags. Like gulags, you had somewhat of a chance to leave living. Those prison ships, if you were, you're dead.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
just dead.
no redeploying in the war zone from a prison ship. Only the gulag. That was a fucking stupid joke. All right, let's keep going.
Oh my god.
Well, at least you made it, not me, because I was thinking about the same shit.
I'm upset that it was me.
All right, well let's throw it to the chat. We got Spoops that says they're real. Anybody else out there think that they're real? Got experiences? Got a story?
I mean, if it's any consolation, I think they're so real that I refuse to watch horror movies based around spirit. I mean, I don't really watch horror movies in general because it's just not my thing. But like, horror movies related to spirits and demons and things of that nature, like I absolutely will avoid like the plague. I've watched one and it still haunts my nightmares on occasion.
What did you watch?
Mama, I believe it was called. It's about this.
Sounds like a
I don't
porn.
think. Yeah, Mamma Mia is not a horror movie, dude. It's a musical.
No, Spoots knows what it is. So Mama is about a there's like this guy who abducted his two little girls, and he like runs off into the woods or whatever, and there's a cabin in there, and he takes the kids into the cabin in the middle of the woods because that's not how every fucking horror movie starts. Takes them into the woods, and this demon woman.
Fuck this.
Yeah,
I'm
there you go.
Googling some pictures from it. Oh,
Yes.
hell no.
Yeah, so this demon woman, she kills the father and then takes control and like becomes the mother of these two little girls for a few years while they're lost. And they eventually get found by some people that were like hiking or I don't remember, but they get found eventually and they end up in a foster care, and they find out that the mother or the father had like a sibling, so the sibling becomes the step parent of these kids, and the whole time she's being the step parent, the demon mama is out there still trying to be the mother, but like has this vengeance from her past, and she ends up like terrorizing the family and all sorts of other shit. And then spoiler alert, if anybody hasn't seen it, I'm gonna send
It
it
came
off.
out in 2013. You don't like fuck you.
Okay.
You had your
Yeah,
chance
yeah,
to see it.
yeah. You had your chance. So at the end of the movie, so the ghost story is like she lost her child years and years and years ago, and became a spirit. She was like killed or committed suicide or something, but she
Died
didn't
of
have her.
sad.
Yeah, she didn't have her child when she died, or her child was taken from her. So something along those lines, and she became a ghost as a result. And at the end of the movie, she took the youngest of the children that she was raising, and she took her off a cliff, the same cliff that she had been killed on, and killed the little girl with her. And then her spirit went to rest, but apparently not, because they made a Mama 2, and I never saw that, and I won't see it because again, fucking demons are real and they scare the shit out of me. So
Hey,
You know,
Google, look up Haunting of Michael Caine and give us some information on that.
Wait, me Google or
No, our Google.
the
Google.
new Google?
The new
the
Google.
new Google.
Our new Google. We could say names. Spooks. Google that.
Shout out to our new Googler.
Yes, we have one of two potential new Google eyes.
I thought you wanted it to be all mysterious and shit, and then
No,
you go like,
that's
"Oh, hey,
mysterious.
spooks,"
Now there's a
The
name.
fuck?
Spooks.
Yeah,
What
they're
is
like a
spooks?
ghost.
What's
It's
a
or an
spooks?
alien,
What is a spooks?
or possibly a
Spooks.
meth gator.
Maybe we are
No.
all spooks.
If it was a meth gator, it wouldn't be able to focus.
Or it would laser focus.
No,
true.
I don't think meth makes you laser focus, but I wouldn't know.
No.
I've never done meth.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Any
cocaine.
meth heads? Any meth heads in our fucking chat? Tell us how that works.
Yeah, like somebody.
Okay, but then the Nazis used meth chocolate to keep the guys awake and focused.
Yeah, and it actually kind of worked, but that's neither
little
here
bit.
nor there.
I mean, it worked until it didn't work.
I feel
Yeah.
like it was the chocolate that balances you out, you know. Anyway, get back on topic. So I'll watch horror movies. They're not my favorite. I don't do well with things jumping out at me nowadays. Who would have thought?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, same here.
But for the longest time, especially as a kid, I refused to sleep with the TV on, especially if there was static.
Because of the 7 days ring, the ring.
No. It was a
Oh.
horror movie before that came out. The premise of the movie was like, when you fall asleep on the TV with the TV on, the like demons and ghosts can hijack the TV channels and project themselves into reality. And for some reason, that one stuck with me, and I've been fucking terrified of leaving a TV on overnight. It was some like, actually, I don't even think it was a movie. I think it was like one of those History's Mysteries shows, kind of like the Aliens.
Oh yeah.
Because it's on the same. It goes on the same wavelength of like how the electronic distortion works. Is that those are kind of the lower powered waves, so they're the easiest to express yourself with electronically, right? To make a physical sort of disturbance in our reality. And so ever since I had heard that, I was like, fuck no, TV goes off.
I mean, if we're talking about movies that fucked with your head, that are kind of the horror thriller genre. When I was like 12 or 13 years old, I made a mistake of watching Final Destination at like 10 o'clock at night.
Ooh, that'll do it too.
That-
That'll keep you from riding behind a log truck.
That was Final Destination 2.
I don't know which one they are. I just know they're all the Final
Aren't there, like,
Destinations, and
15 of them? Does it matter which one?
I think
it
there's
is?
like 6 or 7.
Yeah, there's like 6 or 7
Point
now.
still stands. Like, don't get in elevators. Don't ride roller coasters. Don't
Fly in a plane.
drive. Yeah,
Don't-
don't fly in a
yeah.
plane. Like, literally, don't do
Don't be
anything.
alive.
Like,
Don't do
yeah,
it.
Well, don't take a shower because
What?
one of them died taking a shower.
That's why I haven't taken a shower since 1998.
No surprise there.
well, I mean, he doesn't. Yeah, the
Look at me,
army
look at me.
took him, so
Look
it's
at me.
fine.
I'm clean. I don't have. Look at. If anybody here is homeless, it's fucking bacon. Look at that beard, man.
What are you saying about
Pretty-
beards?
Well, you have one. He has one that looks like he was on that fucking deck of cards in Iraq in 2003. He's got, and not even high up. You're like the fucking 8 of clubs. How's that?
Hey,
make you feel?
hey, that makes me feel like the 8 of clubs. I mean, better than being the eight of ace or 8 of hearts or any of the other suits.
Did you
Clubs
just
are-
say the 8 of hearts?
Yeah, isn't the clubs are the high? No, wait, you said clubs. I'm thinking spades.
You think it's spades, and that's only.
What
In,
a-
oh my god, never mind. Shit.
I'm going back to drinking.
Don't walk under a plane of glass, Shammer says, which I agree. I've also had an reasonable fear of plate glass windows, like in high buildings. Don't trust them. Fuck that. I understand that you could pretty much hit them with a truck and they'd be okay. But
Yeah, but if one's
I'm not trying to fuck around
falling,
and find out. That's what I'm saying.
I say if one is falling, that's a different story than just trying to jump out of it.
Not only that, but like, and it's extra unreasonable because people have died in far worse ways than that. Like, do you guys remember several years ago? I'm really showing myself on this one when they finished the big dig in Boston, and one of those ceiling concrete panels fell out and crushed a fucking woman in her car. That is terrifying. You just sit in traffic and you're like, could this day get any worse? And then, boop, you just Matchbox card. Think about that. That's insane, dude. Fuck that.
Well, I mean, you live up in fucking snow hell, so I mean, how many times?
No, he does not live in New York.
How many times have you stepped out of your house and like almost ate shit going down your front steps or your front driveway or something like that?
What do you mean almost? I can't afford salt. We die like men up here, right?
Every winter is how it is. Out here, it's fucking winter comes, and the temperature drops to like, 0 degrees from. Actually, it was like 20 degrees yesterday. Yeah. It just drops, and it stays 20, and then it never goes up above 20 until fucking April. So I eat.
Yeah, we learned how to play hockey up here as a fucking survival skill. All right, preservation.
Yeah, ice skates lead the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, up in the good old Pacific Northwest, we'll get a little bit of snow here and there in the valleys and stuff. But I'll tell you this, Oregonians, the second one little snowflake comes down, lose their shit. Shit. They don't know how to drive. You guys have all seen the videos of like the cars sliding down the hill in Oregon and bouncing off the shit.
That's like in Texas, in places that don't.
No, that's snow. Oregon as well. That is Oregon as well.
That was one of my favorite parts about the Army, is you would run into all these people from states who have never had snow. And then we were out in, like, when I was stationed at Riley, we were out in Kansas, and it would actually snow quite a bit out there. It was fun. On the way into work, we would call it our Camaro kill count. You just see that fucking 23% APR Camaro that the private got just spun out down a ravine, like flipped over on fire somehow. And you're like, literally, how did you do that, bro? This is a flat road. Yeah, Spoops. In Texas, they shut the fucking interstate down.
Oh, wait, when I was down there for, this is fucking hilarious, basic training in 2013, they had a frost warning. Ew. A frost warning. Not even frost or snow, and they shut basic training down. Because the drill instructors were too afraid to drive to work in the frost.
Air Force.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say Air Force, because out in Leonardwood, we got 2-3 feet of snow because it's out there in the winter, and the drill sergeants just smash their F-150s through the snowbanks and be like, I got privates to haze.
Yeah, exactly. Totally different world. Yeah. But no, like,
but the fact that an entire military base in Texas, which was a joint base, just our Army, Marines, and Navy on there, shut down for a frost warning.
Well, I'm sure the governor made it a state of emergency.
I mean, you saw what happened to Texas. It was 2 years ago?
Oh, that snow?
They got a little bit of snow, but like the temperatures dropped just too much for what Texas is used to.
And everything fucked?
Yeah, it shut the entire state down for like a week plus. I mean, Texas isn't winterized for that, but I mean,
some of the states literally don't have snowplows, so they're just what do we do? What do you want us to do?
Yeah. There's nothing it snows in Georgia, and they just lose their shit because again, no snowplows. But it's like, I mean, even places like, what was it, New York? They just got upper state New York. They just got 5 feet of snow in a 36-hour period. It's like, even they don't know how to deal with something like that. And those motherfuckers, they get it every year.
That was insane.
Was wild. That is a lot of fucking snow.
Yeah. I remember though, during that Texas thing, some guy had the brand new F-150 with the generator in it, and he was using it to heat his house.
Hey, you do what you gotta do, right? I mean,
hey man, if it snows out in Texas, you've yeed your last horror, partner.
It's
a problem out there.
Yeah, there is no surviving in Texas with snow.
They don't understand. I don't think they own coats. I think it's illegal to have a coat in Texas.
It's illegal to have a coat, but you have to have a sidearm.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You can only keep yourself warm off of the barrel for so long.
Yep.
You'll run out of rounds eventually.
It's Texas. You don't run out of rounds.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's true.
They just keep sending
Home
them.
of the 36 pack of beer fucking drive. What was it like? There's some astronomically large pack of beer.
Oh, the 99 pack, the Paps.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And it's like you can get it from a fucking drive-through.
Yep.
As
Yeah.
it should be.
Massachusetts can't even have happy hour. You know that's illegal.
You guys can't even have open your liquor stores on Sundays.
Yeah, we couldn't handle the.
Connecticut rescinded that actually. While I was there, or maybe I wasn't. I don't know. But Connecticut, it used to be the same way where you couldn't open liquor stores on Sundays, and they actually changed it.
Well, I think that's another great part about living up in New Hampshire now is all the roads were designed by people who are currently drunk at the fucking time, so it's significantly easier to drive drunk up here. So that's why there's less of a problem. If everybody's fucking hammered, then that's the standard. Like, look at this sober asshole stopping at a light. That's a joke for legal purposes. That's a joke. Don't drink and drive. Make responsible decisions.
Unless you live in New England.
Unless you live in New Hampshire, and then live free or die, baby.
Fair.
So,
I mean,
go for it. You're the Midwest, right?
yeah, I am in the Midwest.
And
I just thought about it. We literally have East Coast, Midwest, and West Coast.
yeah,
Oh shit! Yo, we're a whole ass time zone. Look at us going.
yeah, grumpy.
We're missing Mountain Time, but
Yeah, grumpy toast.
gives a
Road
fuck about
soda. Road sodas are real.
Road sodas. Texas, there wasn't even an open container law. Like you could have an open beer in Texas, or at least when I was there. But I was out in West Texas. That barely fucking counts.
like there's a population of 0
5.
in West Texas.
Yeah, there's 10 people, 9 because I'm gone, and then like lizards and scorpions. Let me tell
And
you,
they're
if,
all aliens.
if
Yeah, are there lizard people out there?
if a place has deserts, lizards, cactuses of any sort, or scorpions, that's God's way of telling you that's a place where rats should fuck, and that's it. Humans shouldn't live there. Don't live there. It's not a good place. Don't do it.
I agree. If there's an inkling of cacti, I'm
Nope.
I'm out.
Dude, if I see a thorn bush that looks a little fucking sus, I'm out. Like, I'm not dealing with any of that bullshit.
Spent too much time in Arizona for that.
What has a thorn bush done to you? Where has it touched you inappropriately?
Oh God,
Jahova.
let's
Oh my God, I'm
let's
from
talk
New
about
England. You
that.
know how- yeah, I've fallen into them bitches more times than one. Fucking pricker bushes all over the place. Okay, so in other branches of the military, Matador, this is for you. Sometimes you go out in this thing called the field.
Yeah,
And it's just the woods. There's no cellar holes, though. I've checked. And, 10 times out of 10, you're going to dig your little fucking hasty in bushes, in like a thorn bush. 100% of the time. 100% of the time. It's, I don't know if there's some like galactic fucking army wizard who just adds your diggings like thorn bush and puts them there, or I don't
Fire
know. 100% fire ants or something terrible.
Fire
And
ants
it's
are
always gonna
terrible.
be downhill, and you're always gonna get fucking water in your pit. Always, 100% of the time. You could dig it on the top of a hill, and somehow it's downhill. Pick a bit, Grumpy. There are no better bushes. There are no better bushes. That's it.
They literally all have thorns.
Hard in means hard out, right? You gotta have egress routes. So, and the
It's
thorns will
stupid.
cover your front, but you know,
And stick in your back.
well, I'd be lucky if it was my back.
It's a whole bud water pool. I mean, he has a point.
Yeah, I know when you're supposed to dig little grenade stumps or whatever, but like, other dry day, it'll pool. I'll hit the only fucking well out there. Like, I need to get what are the fucking stupid rods that's like a Y and they go together if there's water. You know what I'm talking about? Sensing rods or whatever. I don't know. This is some Oregon Trail nonsense.
He would know all about the Oregon Trail.
I feel like I know who Grumpy is. I got a feeling I know.
No, you don't. It's my buddy.
Oh, okay.
Nice try, though.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah. But all right, so we're about 10 minutes away from the end. At this point, let's give the people a voice. Who thinks Jahova just picked bad spots for holes in a bad bush?
Oh, all day long. Just kidding. I know what he's been through.
Well, Spoops agrees, yeah.
Oh, man.
But also, while we're on it, we need to get a topic for next week, and we've decided to leave it up to you. So, Shammer, Grumpy, Spoops, you've been the ones who have been speaking up in chat. What should we talk about next week.
Or start to talk about, because this was about ghosts and went
Yeah.
off the rails fucking quickly.
We
But
we
that's
did
okay,
we
because
I mean
podcast.
we just did ghosts. We don't need to go into hauntings. We don't need to stay in the same. Already talked
did
about
aliens.
aliens.
Already did aliens.
Yeah, go watch last month or
Yeah,
last
watch
week's
the last
episode.
episode. And then like it on YouTube. Shit. You do well if you insult your audience, right?
Clearly.
Conspiracies. Well, I missed most of the episode.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair
That's
enough. I mean, yeah, it's all good.
I mean,
I mean, we've got-
we could also do like a mystery episode.
well, you know, we could pick off the big board.
We do.
Yep.
Child labor.
It's easy. We should still have it. But-
Yeah, 100%. We need child labor. Bring it back.
I use child labor every day.
Yeah, child labor
one
is
thing
good. Bring it back.
The one thing I liked about my tenant having kids is the kids are stupid, and you can trick them into doing labor for you.
Yeah, but when you trick them with your white panel van and your candy, it's kind of sketchy there. But
No candy, no candy. There was a puppy. He was lost in a forest of candy.
You could afford a puppy, but no candy. What the hell?
Look, man. No, that was too much. All right. So what are we gonna do?
well, I think we're gonna do a surprise. I think conspiracies. I think we need a more lighthearted episode. We've done aliens and ghosts over the last couple. We'll add conspiracies to the list, but I think we need something a little more like cult, more like our cult episode. Get the
more-
people laughing.
Yeah,
I was
don't
gonna say
know
something a little bit more realistic. and
Oh, that's a
might
good
more down
one.
to earth.
Holiday traditions.
Ooh,
Specifically, I would imagine like weird ones that we have.
Yeah, just
I don't know. If Giants of Afghanistan.
Yeah, there's like 3 stories, but I never went to Afghanistan, so I couldn't tell you.
I
But-
did, and I don't remember anything except being the monkey. Or no, I was the pig. I wasn't the monkey. I was the pig.
anyways. Holiday
I have a
traditions.
lot
So
of
yeah,
questions.
we
I saw that video.
so we will. Do you guys think that's a good one? Weird holiday traditions, funny holiday traditions.
I think holiday traditions in general would be a suitable one because I know there's a lot of them, but I've got many that have been passed down.
You
I don't even
have
understand
been
that.
you have been part of one, and I think I have some stuff in my closet for that.
Ah, yes, that was a fantastic holiday tradition.
All right, so I think it's settled. I think next week it's gonna be holiday traditions, and I cannot wait to hear what is hiding in Jehovah's closet for thick cup bacon.
Up until not too long ago, it was thick cut bacon hiding in my closet. Good
Yeah.
job, buddy. I'm proud of you.
My sexuality was hiding, but it came out of Jehovah's closet.
Oh well, we will address that at a later point in time.
Oh, we got 7 minutes. We're good. Balthazar is actually code word for bacon's butthole.
Oh, is it now? Is it now?
All right, cut the episode.
Just suspend myself amongst the ceiling all day, so I can handle it.
I mean,
I hated that. I really hated that. Thank you, bacon.
You're welcome.
holiday traditions, guys. We good with that?
Yeah, I like that one. I think that's
Oh, yeah.
a winner.
That'll
Yeah,
work
I
because
think.
it's that time of the year.
Yeah, we're coming up. We're coming up on Christmas. There's a lot of random holiday traditions around Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and whatever other.
Thanksgiving, the one we just had.
Yeah,
New Year's.
New
all that
Year's.
stuff. Yeah,
We can even reach out and touch Easter a little bit.
yeah. Why not? I mean, there's how many dozens of holidays out there? We keep adding to the fucking list, despite how dumb some of them might be.
Yeah, that we do.
And how I don't get some of the days off. Like, go fuck myself.
You relax, guy. Chill.
Hey, I want my days off. Okay.
But that has nothing to do with the holiday. That's you're a lazy piece of shit. There's a difference.
Oh, coming from the man with no job.
Oh, do you want help with your VA claim? Or shut up. How's that sound?
The VA needs to hurry up and pay me.
Yeah, right. See, you just want to. Be
Well,
I don't.
for the VA representative that is listening, do not pay thick cup bacon.
Toast, don't
if-
do it. Don't pay him.
Please pay me, or I will come to the nearest VA hospital.
Nope. Stop what you're gonna say right now. We're not getting demonetized because of you. If anybody gets us demonetized, it's gonna be me. God damn it.
We're not getting monetized right now anyway.
but don't get us kicked off Twitch.
Okay.
And that was aimed at Jahova, not you, Bacon. Jehova's the one who's going to get us kicked off Twitch.
That is true. I am, out of the three of us, he's the most lethal for that.
I'm gonna show a titty. I'm putting a whole titty out there.
I mean, you've seen what other things have shown on other channels, so I mean,
I say Twitch might actually accept that a little bit more.
No, I'm rocking solid B cups. They're gonna be like, ma'am. What the fuck does that say? Jahova gonna have.
You go look up Amarith. She's
no, do not. We do not need him. We do not need him looking up Amaranth.
Do it. She's a Twitch.
First of all,
streamer.
we don't need to be advertising other channels here, right? But also, hold on.
Listen, she's like one of the largest. Twitch
Yeah,
streamers.
like when you create a new Twitch account, she's one of the recommended channels. Like,
Hold on, wait a minute.
She's
Okay.
way bigger than we'll ever be.
Yeah, you could say that. She's got 2 way bigger than we'll ever be. Let's put it that way.
See?
God, step on him. Anyway,
stop looking.
Amarith only fan.
Oh,
It's
God.
there.
Oh, it really is. That's really a thing. Oh, that's in my fucking search history forever. Cool.
You got nothing to worry about.
I'm gonna go blind.
Stop looking.
Hair growing on my palms.
It's called puberty.
Oh, yeah, we... Toast, we know what he's doing next week.
Next week. That's a weird way to say in 3 minutes.
Also, for the viewers, we here in a little bit, maybe next week, maybe the week after, we may start having some guests come on. We have 1 or 2 lined up. Oh, God, you're going to shrivel up in 2 days.
Oh, this is coffee and Dr. McGillicuddy's. I haven't had water since 2004. It's going to take way less time than that.
But, yeah, so stay tuned for that. We'll have some guests here coming on, joining us, keep everything light and
Might
fun.
change a couple things up, see how things are going. One thing we won't change up is I'm going to get fucking hammered every single time.
Are you hammered now?
No.
So you just lied to the people.
I said I'm gonna. I didn't say I am now. I said I'm gonna.
This margarita that I'm drinking is 12.5%.
Okay, we need to get you drinking something fucking not out of a goddamn can.
Yeah, but I get money back if I bring the cans to the scrapyard that I work at.
24%, and I also get money back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I grow hair on my chest because I'm drinking bourbon and I'm a real man. So I mean,
Money back for it? Do you get money back for it?
no,
Exactly.
I don't get 5 fucking cents back.
Hey,
I don't
savings
get
for
5
concern.
cents. I get 45 cents per pound because I don't. I
Per pound.
Yeah, per pound. But Iowa's one of those states that charges you for the recycling deposit, like in New England, but Illinois and all the surrounding states don't. So the return policies at like all the stores and shit are super strict. Can't have more than $5 worth of cans. They have to check every single check every single can to make sure that it actually had a deposit on it. Because if you buy it in Illinois or any of the other states,
No.
they don't have the
Toast,
deposit.
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Listen, I got a family to take care of. Okay.
The little demons that follow your wife.
Yep. Gotta take care of him. Gotta keep my wife hungry.
Still a beer. I want him to drink something that puts fucking hair on his chest.
Who? Him or me?
Both of you.
Oh, well, I'm getting some Coke and that fucking. Let me tell you, man. This shit right here.
Oh wait, are you gonna be a Coke hippo?
This shit is boss, dude. Captain Morgan Private Stock. Free shout out to them. Like you put some Dr Pepper in there, especially if you get some cherry Dr Pepper. We used to drink those when we got home from Iraq. We called them copings, and they're very good. And why my memory's not so good anymore. That's it. It's 6 o'clock, baby. We're
All right, next week, all 3 of us will be sipping on something on ice with no fucking mixer in it.
Ugh. God, you're gonna kill me. Okay. Well, he's drinking McGillicuddy's with no ice. That's no mixer. He's just
Yeah, but that's like fucking liqueur. It's not liquor. It's a difference.
It's fucking 24%.
Doesn't matter what the percentage is, dipshit.
What if it's 40%?
Yeah, that's actual alcohol.
But he's gonna have to have a mixer.
No, he's not. Look, he's drinking it straight right now.
You were saying?
So now it's on you, Bacon.
All right, I guess I gotta man up next week.
Vodka, rum, tequila, bourbon, whatever. Just something on ice.
I'm a pirate.
I need people to be around me and to make peer pressure me into making decisions like that. I can't just do it. It's
We'll peer pressure the shit out of you.
Yeah, I'll
Get over here.
fuck you, dude.
all right.
All right, what's he
real?
what's he drinking
you,
next
Daddy.
week? Chat, scotch? I see scotch.
Well, what does he have? Where does like?
Oh yeah, what do you have?
Make a-
What's
I
he
could just go to the. I could go to the store. I mean, just like well, no, not like Massachusetts.
I just gave you an easy out, and you elected not to use it. You
Nope,
fucking
I'm not
idiot.
taking it. Go fuck yourself.
All right, so bourbon. Okay, bourbon, whiskey, or scotch?
I'll figure it out when I get there.
Peachy Scotch? PT? What the
Yeah,
fuck is
PD.
that?
Well, if you're a real man, you'd know.
I don't
well-
like whiskey. I don't. It tastes like
Scotch.
fucking.
Scotch isn't whiskey.
my
It's
dad hit
scotch.
me.
It's scotch. Different.
Doesn't matter. It's all the same shit.
No, it's not.
Scotch. Scotch what? Scotch what? What is it? Scotch what?
Scotch bonnets. Those
Scotch.
are peppers.
Single malt scotch.
Scotch. Scotch what?
There's
What's
scotch
the word?
and there's scotch whiskey. They're two different
Scotch
liquors.
whiskey.
Two different liquors.
No, whiskey's not good. It tastes like when my dad used to hit me.
I-
R.I.P.
I could probably do.
My dad is still alive and he didn't hit me. And he watches the show on YouTube, so
Your dad probably needs to hit you.
yeah, probably.
I could do a Jack and Coke or something. I have to have a
No mixer. No mixer. Come on, man.
I'm gonna be sitting there going the whole fucking show.
And whiskey is one of those ones that you can drink neat. Like nobody drinks rum neat.
I
You
beg
know?
to differ. Oh god, that's a story for another day. Oh, man.
All right, cut the tape. We're out.
All right. Well, on that we'll end. We will see what Thick Up Bacon comes in with next week. As Jehovah's already said, he'll be drinking rum neat, whether he likes it or not. And I will, of course, will have bourbon. Unless, a certain somebody who is talking about scotch sends me a scotch. Anyways, so on that note, this is Broken Unreadable. This is Matador, Thick Cut Bacon, and Battle Jehovah. Thank you guys for watching. We will be moving our times to Sundays weekly just because it's easier with our schedules. Most likely a little bit later than this, probably 6 or 7 EST. Stay tuned. We will put an announcement out about it.
We're flexible.
Yeah, we're flexible, unlike Jehovah. So, on that note, Broken and Readable, we are out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a great week. Thank you for watching.
Bye.